total we have nine stars, so represent the time factor. Always talk about Qi Men is the time factor and space factor that makes a difference. So the stars is telling us about these stars. Okay, this is stars. Okay. We always talk about the timing itself. So we have total of 9 different stars. These are in terms of ranking according to what I see. But of course, there are always some different one that always stands out. So there's a minister star. Okay, so minister star is, I do not give a ranking, although it's a good star. But if you were to take notice when you plot a chart, if you notice, this minister star is always together with the problem star. They're always going hand in hand. So in this situation, most of the time, I do not take reference in this minister star because it's quite redundant. Unless I'm talking about the destiny reading, then I take reference. So usually I don't really look at it because it's always beside the problem star. Okay. So in terms of ranking, we have this advisor star, which is the Tian Fu, and we have this doctor star, Tian Xing, and diplomat, Tian Ren, and fearless, Tian Ying, impulse, Tian Cheong, and problem, we have the Tian Rui, destroyer, the Tian Zhu, and bandit, we have the Tian Peng. Okay, so in terms of ranking, just to understand these 3 of them, the advisor, doctor, and the diplomat are the better stars. Okay, the good stars. The bad one, we have 2. Okay, we have destroyer. In fact, we have 4, right? We have the impulse, problem, destroyer, and the bandit. Just for your understanding, bandit star, which is the Tian Peng Star, in terms of the star, the 9 star, this is the worst star you can encounter. If you see a Tian Peng, be very, very careful. Okay, very, very careful when you see this Tian Peng. All right, so these are the summary of the positive star. These 4 of them. Okay, advisor star, which is the stand for education, stand for teacher, lecturer. Okay, anything related to education, you take reference to this. Okay, so if you see a good advisor star, good for most of the things, anything marriage, business, etc., etc. You know, but it also can represent an interpreter, salesperson, broadcaster, you know, also TV host. If you want to take reference in our definition, if somebody is an interpreter or salesperson, you can use this as the reference point. Okay, but in terms of the personality of the person, if you see this person has an advisor star, we can say that this person usually they are pretty good looking and with a lot of wisdom. Okay, so how to remember this advisor star is advisor star equates to a teacher. Okay, so you can remember the basic representation of this meaning of this advisor star. Next, we have this doctor star. Of course, just now we see some example already whereby this represents a doctor. It's very easy to relate. So it also represents somebody who is a general commander with a good leadership. Okay, so it's a positive star definitely. In terms of personality, it can also mean such a person can be very calculative, and very good in calculating. A mathematician usually is a mathematician. Okay, and smart and very talented person too. Okay, so this is more like an overview of what is this. And just for information, whatever I mentioned over here is only a summary of the stars and the doors. If you want the detailed information, go and look at their notes. There's a lot of information inside. So you just get the basic correct first, and then after that, once you go deeper into it, then we can, know more about every stars and doors. Next, we have this diplomat star. Okay, we have the Tian Ren. Okay, it's also a lucky star. So why is there a cow, a cute cow over there? Because I want you to remember it very easily. Imagine a diplomat star, which is a cow. What is a cow representation? Hardworking. Okay, willing to suffer, but always slow. Slow, very slow in terms of the movement. But he's willing to diligently and very honest person. You see, willing to sacrifice. So it's a very good star to take a look. So if you see a Tian Ren and a Diplomat star together with in the box itself, you are able to see that, you know, not too bad. This is a very good situation. The stars that's helping you see. So next we have an Impulse star. Of course, Impulse, some people might find it's not a very good star, but in terms of the definition under Qi itself, is considered a Buddha star. Interestingly, it's a Buddha star. It's a lucky star also. You know, some meaning that this situation is a very helpful situation. People or business or the people around you are willing to help. But in this aspect itself, particular for marriage, construction, or business, or moving houses, it's not advisable to go ahead with it in this situation. Okay, and of course, the impulse can mean very fast. Everything goes up, just like that. It happens. You see. So imagine this is a runner. You know, a runner always do things very fast. Okay, so this is how you, in terms of association and remembering. Of course, it's not easy to remember everything. It's just to be smarter, we need to associate certain symbols, certain pictures into something. Okay, then we can learn the achievement very fast. Okay, next we have a couple of negative star. We have the problem star. We have the Tian Rui Star. Tian Rui Sing, that means a destroyer, and we have the Tian Zhu, bandit. We have Tian Peng. Okay, so as mentioned, Tian Peng is the worst star you can associate with. If you encounter, just be extremely careful. Problem star, Tian Rui Star. Okay, represent metaphysics, religious and spiritual. So in the event that if you were to read a person's chart in the, what we call it, fortune telling, or in Qi Men, we talk about destiny reading. If you see this person has this star beside them, that means this person has the potential or the ability to do very well in this particular sector. That means even like Qi Men itself or Feng Shui is classified under metaphysics. So usually when I want to choose my student, I try to see that they have a certain relationship between themselves and this star. If they do not have a relationship, I will try to reject them because they will have problem in learning and applying rightfully. Okay, and Tian Rui, the problem star also associated with illness and health. So if you want to take reference, anything related to health, you will see the problem star also. So when we say problem star, meaning that if you have a divination, usually under the situation there will be some problem. Okay, also mentioned that things can be quite questionable. So it's a big question mark when we see this problem star associated. Of course, it can also represent the student in this aspect. Okay, next we have the destroyer star. I do not like to see this destroyer star because this destroyer star can actually destroy a lot of things. Okay, it's a very unlucky star. Not as bad as the bandit, but this is also pretty bad as far as I see. So in terms of character, if you see a person who have this destroyer star, then this person can be very, very destructive. You know, always change here, change there. You know, after a while when they do certain things, they will actually change their mind. You know, let go of this particular project or move to a new job. So this is a very destructive. And they will always justify themselves that because of whatever reason, what I'm doing is correct. See, so this person, it also mentioned that this person is a person when we go to office, when we go to work, he or she always attract a lot of dispute, a lot of gossiping, a lot of scandal. You know, some people when there's always a situation, this person always having a lot of problem in this particular office or school, you know, or family. So likelihood this person will have this particular stuff with them. Okay, so of course this represent disaster, damage, and then dispute or lawsuit. Okay, just imagine that this destroyer, there's a hammer. The hammer always destroys things. You see, so it just The destroyer equates to a hammer. So just associate this destroyer equates to a hammer whereby everything is being destroyed. So very easy to remember in this aspect. All right, we go to the Tian Peng. We have the Bandit Star, of course, as I mentioned. Is the worst star that we can associate with, a very negative star to begin. So, especially for businesses, if you see this Tian Peng or Bandit Star, you will lose money. Okay, we do not like to see anything related to business. We have this Bandit Star. So be extremely careful when we see a Bandit Star in money-making businesses, investment, etc., etc. This equates to disaster. Okay, character-wise, imagine that this person is a very capable person, but he or she always like to flirt around, you know, very brave, very smart, very capable. Okay, it's a very good leader. Okay, so in this aspect, it can also means under a good situation, if you see a Bandit Star, it can become even better. When you see a situation that is bad and you see a Bandit Star, it will become even bad. So imagine, you just have to relate that good become better, bad become worse when you see a Bandit Star associate. Okay, so of course, it also can be something dangerous or can be unlawful. So bandit, very easy to relate to. Okay, next we have a more like a neutral star. We have this fearless. Okay, nothing great to talk about, but in this aspect, just to let you know that in the event that we want to do certain decision making for a fearless star that associate, we try not to go ahead with any decision. We try not to, not saying that it's a bad decision, but usually many times it will not be very good. Okay, so it also means can be blood related issue, you know, accidents, etc. And when you see this in this destiny reading, okay, so meaning that this person can be very easily agitated, very temperamental, can get angry very, very easily. So a kind of aggressive person. You see, we'll cover that in future chapters. Okay, so killer star equates to blood. So easy to relate to. Next, we have the minister star. Of course, as I mentioned, this minister star is always together with the problem star. So we just need to know the definition. Okay, so very, very capable person also, very loyal, very faithful. It's like a top leadership. So we try to associate this as a politician. That means somebody who is very prideful, very authoritative, very good leadership, and this is the character of this person. But usually we try we don't associate this with some definition unless it's needed. Okay. All right, so we have cleared the definition.